Welcome back, folks, to Pillars of Eternity. I need to save before we go any further. There we go. Let's keep going. This asks the patients if they're crazy or not. Right? Like, hey, patient, you crazy? So the more stable ones are in the middle.
Would you look at this?
It's like chrome. So some food. Let's go ahead and talk to them. Let's go talk to this one. No visitors. Need the proper key. So I can't leave yet. Patient, patient, patient. Just talk to him. You must be visiting someone. What do you know about this Animancer, Zero? Oh, I like him very much. Many Animancers could care less about their patients. Look at us like vermin for their experiments, but Master Zero treats us like humans. Even the very sick. You can tell he does this to help people. He's helped me understand a great deal about myself. I know he's done the same for others. It's too bad what they did to him. He hides it well, but I know he's still affected by it. What happened to him? They don't like to talk about it. But there was an accident. They say that they're one of the biggest and brightest of Darewood. But that was his reputation here, and that brought me to seek treatment. People say that it was ego that drove him to try to solve the legacy, but that's hogwash. Even if he was a bit of a showsman, he loved his homeland, and he thought he could help. He wasn't one to speak of his work, so suspected his colleagues might have tried to steal it, but he told me once that he had figured out a way to create a soul. Not a soul exactly, mind you, but how do you put it? Proxy? I think he called it. Had some machine that drew energy out of the very ether. Can you imagine? The point was going to help with the legacy. It's going to make Hollowborn into something easier to love and care for. Gods know that's something we need. Do you know what they call those with empty babies and the Grunwald gifts? If you could just finish what you were saying. No, tell me. Call them boils. Because so many of them were found floated face down in the water. These are mad times. Anyways, Master Zero has scheduled a public demonstration of his works in the Copper Lane. He's so excited. And then the next day he was locked in his office, turning away visitors, I heard, and he stopped seeing patients. I don't know exactly what happened, and I don't have the heart to ask him. But I'm glad you're letting him treat people again. Have any of the patients been acting unusual? Oh, there is Battlerux, who really lives a murderer. She committed more than 5 lifetimes ago. Elon, who they say of half a soul, and who is found collecting the faces of others because he believed his own to be a false one. Graham, he speaks a language no one understands and wails in nighttime. Different from their normal behavior, I mean. Well, yes, I suppose, but nothing they didn't volunteer for. Master ISO let us know that the number of patients in the North Ward had volunteered for a new therapy and would be escorted to his laboratory to receive treatment. The North Ward has our most troubled cases. I'm glad some of them have chosen to get help. It seems to me it's gotten quieter over there since it started. It's Graham I see them taking in the most. He struggles but he's almost was a bit of a wild one. Graham. Would I be able to visit the North Ward? I like to keep them separate. I don't know what I've been seeing the guards allowed and the visitors. The Master You might ask him. He's very sympathetic. Why are you here? Beyond her cheek blushes. I don't want to say. Think less of me. I'm listening. These last few years, haven't been kind to me. They haven't been kind to anyone, really. I try not to think of it personally. I lost my husband and both boys in the Saints' War. My daughter, the legacy, took her before she was ever mine. I may do, and what else can you do? Moved into a tiny place in Aaron's gift. Got my mending clothes, and on the kindness of strangers went I had to. But I was survived, and the gods were watching over me, and I could live with that. Then one day, this noble woman comes and wants to see this fancy gown dress. Gorgeous thing, this sharp blue I never seen before. Only I had. I looked at it, and it reminded me of something. I had what they call an awakening. I remember being a noble woman myself in another life. People doting over me. Men doting over me. Me, the best food, the best beautiful home. All the things you'd ever dare to dream of. They were mine. It was poison. Knowing that all those things I had never had in a life. It did something to me. My food started to taste rotten. The walls in my room seemed to close in around me. I stopped being able to sleep in my own bed. So I came here. It was that or break into a estate and start ordering servants around. It seemed like such a silly thing to worry about. You don't have to tell me, but I can't get past that, and I started to wonder, did the gods choose this life for me? If so, what terrible thing must I have done to deserve it? Maybe the gods took no offense to your overindulgence. Student sighs. Maybe they did. I wish I had known, back when I was noble. Maybe I've done things differently. Interview Graham in the Northern Ward. Alright, let's go visit Graham. Yes, talk. We were distance from the suspect there in an instant when people got close. In the Northern Ward. These are all patients, patients, patients. Let's go talk to Graham. Yes, go speak.
What is it now?
I'd like access to the Northern Ward. Out of the question, those patients are isolated for a reason. I've been given permission to conduct my investigation down here. You best cooperate.
My answer is no. Whatever you're looking for, those patients will not be able to help you. The head warden will stand by me on this.
Okay, investigation, perception +3.
My answer is no.
Okay. Need perception. Where's the perception bonus? There's perception. Perception +3. Oh my goodness gracious. There we go. Let's see what we're perceiving.
What is it now?
Like access. There we go. Your forehead seems damp all of a sudden. Perhaps I should discuss your insubordination with the head warden.
You smug cretin. How dare you come down here and meddle? You have no idea the importance of my research.
Okay. Balls up his fists into his teeth. He growls simmering. You gained an item, North Ward, and added to your stash.
Speak to them for all the good in you. I'm sure the discussions will be fascinating.
Farewell. Man who waits. View Graham in the Northern Ward. Alright, well. I suppose that it will work. I'll only warn you once. After that, it's your skin. Is this not the Northern Ward? I guess not. Where is the Northern Ward? There we go. Unlock the Northern Ward. Looking for Graham. I'm sure he's at the end of the hall. This is Umbas. Graham. A man has the look of eye as a hunted animal. At your approach, he staggers backwards and falls in the corner halfway, appearing as... He cries out a bizarre, utterly... I have to ask you some questions. Graham looks at you blankly. It is unclear whether he understands you or not. But his panic and emotion subsides. His mouth opens to speak, but the words come out half-formed, and though his tongue were cut out. They are impossible for you to discern, if indeed they were words at all. These animancers did this to him. You can see what comes of their meddling. You're afraid. Do certain visitors make you afraid? Looks at you uncertainly, slowly, attentive. He steps closer to the front of his cell, and as he does, at the first time, he can perceive his soul within the kin. Feel no barriers of resistance. If you want to, you could take a look further into his soul. Yes. You project out towards the main soul in front of you, merging with it. It's confused, and fears become yours, and it whisks you into its depths. You're in your cell, a key turns, and door breaks open, and neglecting hinges. Thoughts come to you in waves, incomplete, broken, fearful. Standing in the door of a balding man, his teeth pointed, reminds you of a rat. He beckons, apologizes. You don't want to go. Anything else in your mind is a single word, a word no, but it dissolves before it reaches your lips. You're pressed against the black wall, cornered. Cry out. In darkness, you fight against unseen restraints. You cannot move your arms, and a man walks into the room carrying a lit candle, its meager flame casting long shadows across books and machinery. Strap binds your arms, and the cold metal circumscribes the crown on your head and the brethren of your chest. The man is sorry. He is in need of raw materials. They dismantle his work, and he needs another source. He needs to show them he was right. He thanks you. Then turns the knob, and you feel yourself being cracked from within, and you can feel pieces of you torn away, like having your insides chewed by a horde of rats, and you are screaming. Continue searching. Another night, heavy footsteps outside your door coming for you. You look through a slit in your door, a flesh giant, an artificial being just outside, but facing left. Facing the end of the road, the boy is there. The boy looks with interest at the giant and claps on the floor like a shredded snake. Giant convulses for a moment, then rights itself, turns away, and leaves. Decouple from his soul. Graham looks at you, still wild-eyed, but somehow more present. Nods at you and then backs away into his cell. As you regain awareness from what has happened around you, you realize that your head is in a Pelophin's feathered hands. Her golden eyes are peering into your own, as though she is trying to catch a glimpse of activity lurking in the depths. As she sees your eyes open in response, she wobbles your head a little and gives you a little slap. Letting go and stepping back, she regards you with concern. Everything all right in there? You, Graham, speak with the patients at the end of the hall. A lily adolescent boy stands in the center of the hall, gawkish and stooped shoulders. He stares straight ahead. Occasional blink, his only movement, and it is unclear whether he registers your presence at all behind his glassy, doll-like eyes. In this state, the barrier between you and his soul are thin and porous, easily bypassed if you could reach out with his soul. You close your eyes and edge towards the boy's soul, and as you near, the sunlight comes over you. You're cold and warm all at once, sweating and shivering, straining for breath. As you did on the caravan journey, your soul you approached is a wrong one, a parasitic implant that strangles its host. It is predatory and pitiless, and you have crossed paths with it before. Too late does it occur to you to contract, and already you feel yourself plunged into an eternal intermediate abyss through thoughts and memories. You're standing in that cell now, the same cell in the sanatorium. The halls are moonlit and empty. You are waiting. At the far end of the ward, the doors open, revealing a flesh golem in silhouette. Behind the stone arch, it makes an unusual round. The same stops every time, a misbegotten child of discerned creation. Then the construct is close. You coil yourself up and spring forward, passing out of the boy's body as though it were a membrane. You can sense his body behind you, collapsed on the floor, a puppet whose strings were cut. You are rushed towards the golem now. Bodiless in a gust of wind. Quickly, you think to yourself. Quickly, you feel the strength of Hormagod as your soul as you dart towards the makeshift abomination. Pass into the golem shell and overtake the soul's implant within, encircling it, suppressing it, and containing it in this new vessel. You are strong again. You step heavy foot down corridor, unheeded by the other constructs and scrutinized only by the wary, untrustworthy eyes of the mad. Coming at last to the office pile and books scrambled on the impervious implement of animacy, your oversized hand upon the large machine. A nest of globes and tubes and coils in the center of the room go to work, bending wires and unsettling alignments. Your surrounding are pulled past you, or perhaps you are pulled past them, and they dissolve into a blur, and you settle in place again, and you are outside in a clear day, standing in front of a crowd. Shackled high above you in the tire seat in the amphitheater, you are acting for the crowd, standing deliberately still, but this is no play. A balding man with rodent-like features has strapped you to a machine, and the one you has tampered with. You see your arm for the first time, short and fleshy, unmistakably those of a little girl, but this body is not truly yours. Your mind still holds the same determination, the same hardiness as before. The body itself is cold and precarious and curvaceous. Unlike others, this one has no soul of its own. Man speaks, and the crowd applauds in enthusiasm, worthy of a hero's entrance. Bear witness, he says, as he pulls the lever. The machine shivers and sparks, and as a bead of sweat rolls down the side of the man's brow, the crowd apprehension quickly gives way to awe as a crystal glow fills the radiant mist, casting an entire theater aglow. He opens a valve, and the crow crawl through the tube, through the length of wire that runs and sets their electrodes beneath your armpits. You feel nothing when it reaches you, as it should be, for you have been leading his work astray periodically for some time, altering notes, setting and playing puppeteer for Hollowborns, but you make it look how people would suspect it to look when a body is infused with a soul. In a moment, the machine goes dark, and the man unstraps you, eyeing you with a scientist's concern. He looks up and the crowd. Behold, he says, and there was an obvious hesitation in his voice. Slowly, you take a prodding step forward, and then another, and then another. You look up at the man, giving him the eye contact in which no Hollowborn is capable, and the crowd gasps. The man looks relieved. How do you feel? He asks in a bond meaning for the crowd, and this is the moment. at the top of your lungs. You let out a piercing screech. The man comes towards you, his hands outstretched, but you run the other way, back into the machine. With all of your strength, you drive your head into the crystal orb, and it shatters, streaking your head with warm blood. You drive your head down into the surface of the machine again and again, drawing panicked screams from the crowd. And by the time the man reaches you, your body has already ceased proper function and merely twitching on the cold ground. Satisfied, you depart the corpse in search of another unsuspecting host. Who could put their faith in animancy now? You are pulled again from your surroundings, transcending the boundaries of memories and lifetimes, deeper and deeper past betrayals and murders and lies upon lies, and the form of thick webbings of plots beyond mortal comprehension. You settle at last on a room you have seen before, expansive, with a tall device encased in amaranth monolith in its center. The room is filled with people, and people all look at the device. Your anxiety suddenly to reality, and once a catatonic boy in the cell is looking directly at you, appraising and calculating. There is no mistake now that this is the soul of Theranos Vex Kun, the man you have been searching for, that gazes out from the harrowed husk. A watcher. Oh, wow. You made me a watcher. I believe we share a common past. I'm just looking for some answers. Is that so? He makes no effort to hide his disinterest, but he continues to search your eyes. He makes a slight grunting noise, and his eyes soften for an instant, and it seems for that moment that he recognizes you. He opens his mouth to speak, then seems to think better of it, but is about to stall. His jaw tightens. I know your look, your hunger for answers that elude you. It gnaws at your soul. It usurps your reasoning for being. You are like everyone. I'll help you let go. He dodges backwards with startling grace, putting himself out of reach. On his face there is no malice, only a dispassion of a farmer putting down a sick animal. Then suddenly he slumps forward. That's not good. The man who waits. He's trying to... Oh, man. Okay, what are we going to do? We are going to... Crazed patient. All these patients are now crazed.
Of course. Oh, leave it to me. That's it.
All right.
Ha! Got him.
I'm so tired I'd pay brothel rates just to nap.
All right. And we leveled up. Very nice. That's definitely not good. We're good on that. Athletics, soldier. Go ahead and do that, and then a couple of survival. And what we got here? 2 encounters, model, 3 per rest, 2 per rest. Self plus 15. Minus 5 seconds. Charm, domination, frighten, disease. Righteous soul. No fear.
Hey.
Just some monies. Chains grow in weight. That's in bio and evidence. We found the
Ha! Got him.
we found the traitor, I suppose.
This. You're not getting. That's it.
We must hurry. We must secure that one dude. Quick, quick. Gotta make sure that all the flesh golems and stuff are.
Ha! Got him.
What in the world?
That's it. Leave it to me. Hey. That's it.
Ha! Got him.
All right. Charge the next guy. Let's go ahead and engage these guys.
Leave it to me. You're not.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and search.
Hey.
Doesn't look like anything's here. Make a big circle.
Hey, you're not getting through me.
Nice. Raw. Right, so let's go talk to them. Found the traitor. Fortunately, you got no more patience, too. We've been experimenting on patients against their wills, mangled their souls. I have witnessed it with my own eyes. How could you possibly... Look, it had to be done. Us and the others, they took everything from me. Everything that I was so close. I had to know. I had to know where I had failed and why. Imagine the value if I had succeeded. I had something that could make more than hollow infants into something like a real person. And with a few more patrons and a few more years of reach, who knows? No one has come that close to with the legacy. That's why I have to continue. I have to risk everything here, working in secret. It's why I have to lie to Ismar for me. Tell him you've cleared me of all suspicions. No. No. This is how you got into trouble. I'm going to expose you for what you are.
Then I can't let you get in my way either.
That's very foolish. You're a monster. Research. A close breakthrough. I've found an ample source. Human trials are the next logical step. Subject is male, approximately 30 years old. Power is speech absent. However, experimentation has caused severe pain. Crazy. You're insane. Can't just play with people's lives. Well, since we're here, might as well check everything out. I required more copper tubing from my next experience. Do not requisition from the same storerooms. I don't have the time to deal with the headmaster's inevitable questions.
This won't stop me for long.
Record of the pale lady, subject of mid-40s, awakened. Weak candidate for present research. Subject is male, approximately 30s, power of speech absent. Yeah, this is patient records.
Hey.
All those patient records. Edward must have told you what's going on down here. Open the trunk. Seal and then take notes. Yeah, however, it's not safe anymore. True that. True that. When a single-handed melee weapon with no shield confers an accuracy bonus to every attack. So let's talk to whatchamacallit about what we found. Edward, what in the blazes happened down there? You were given permission to ask questions. It's complicated. A patient of yours, as working for Lanaki, only without knowing it. I have read accounts of people in history who could do what you described. The accounts are few and brief, and never reliable. Some go so far as to suggest that they are all the same person. If truly such a person is among us plotting our ruin, would that I have had a body again and could be of some real use to our time of need. I fear that the future may hold this place. I'm grateful what you were able to dispatch the threat before there were lost innocent lives. We very nearly had another scandal on our hands. What of Azo? What part of his experience played it? I confronted Azo and I was forced to kill him. Such a waste. There was none more gifted working here. In time I hope to rehabilitate his image. But in time like this, but a mind like his, so full of ideas, leaves little room for patience. I would inquire more about the matter, but in truth you have done this institution a favor. Were his transgressions ever to reach a public, there would be a terrible uproar. I was blind to have trusted him a second time. I trust you will be more cautious in future inquiries.
Welcome.
Farewell. Alright, and we leveled. Might as well finish this out. Go ahead and do that, and go ahead and put some in athletics. Let's go ahead and greater. Done there. And I'll see you folks in the next video. Bye.